Welcome back to the Unsweetened Truth Pod with Kristen Pucci. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about self-worth. And this episode is going to be for anybody and everybody because everybody has struggled with this at some period in time of their life. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stories about myself, my own journey, my own healing, and I'm sure I will sprinkle some advice and some tips in there, but just a place for validation, love, understanding, and as always, talking about the things that a lot of people are nervous to touch on. So listen along, and I look forward to hearing how you guys think about the episode. This is the Unsweetened Truth Podcast. This podcast is for the things that people don't talk about, the lessons that push you forward, the challenges that almost take you out, and the choices that shape your life. Leadership, work, life, and everything in between. Like hanging out with your big sister and best friend, who also happens to be a boss. Let's talk, grow, and figure it out together. And we were talking about this episode. We were like, do we sprinkle in identity, self-worth? It's such a deep topic. And we're only going to have about 30 minutes to talk about it today. And truthfully, I'm just going to kind of see where my heart takes me in talking about this because I have had my own challenging experience with self-worth. Who I am now and how I feel about myself now and the way that I used to is drastically different. And the things that I've chosen for myself and believed for myself and, the boundaries I've placed are drastically different than I used to because honestly, I didn't really care about myself all that much. So I want to share my story with you and just see where it takes us. So when we're talking about self-worth, I want to just make sure that we're clear on the difference between that and identity and other things. So I have a definition here that I'm just going to share with you guys. Your self-worth comes from the beliefs and the values that you hold about yourself, not from what other people think or do. It's rooted in your identity, your principles, and the understanding that you have an inherent value just by being you. So let's unpack that a little bit. First part, it's values that you hold about yourself. Where we get hung up a lot and where people get hung up a lot is that we actually take on what other people think about us as who we really are and as our worth. And that could be through breakups. It could be through, being childhood. It could be with your siblings. It could be with your friends. People do things to you that if interpreted a certain way will make you look at yourself as not being very worthy. I can just tell you in my own experience of going through specifically breakups, and I just made a video on this the other day. There is a lie that we believe when we go through breakups that I have believed before that if I was worthy enough, if this person deemed me worthy enough, if they loved me enough, they would do the things that they need to do to change and maintain this relationship. I was adopting my worth and connecting it to how somebody was treating me. If I was worth more, they would have treated me better. If I was worth, oh no, we have a landscaper here. Oh, that other people can make you feel a certain way about yourself by how they treat you. So in regards to friendships, I mean, you can really take on, if you're not included in something or somebody says something about you or, you're not worth it to be honest with, or they don't see you as worthy of getting the truth, or they don't see you as worthy of treating you better. We internalize that and we take that personally, and then we adopt that as our self-worth. So there's a second part of this self-awareness, not self-awareness. There's a second part of this self-worth piece that is really important at the second part of my definition, and that it's rooted in your identity, your principles, and the understanding that you have an inherent value just by being you. A lot of people do not believe that. They believe, especially for, certain types of childhood, and we'll get into that you had to perform, you had to be good to receive love, to receive appreciation, to receive maybe it was at sports or at school to receive goodness and to receive love, you had to perform. A lot of people really struggle with believing that they have self-worth simply for being exactly who they are. We are flawed. Our parents are flawed. And a lot of people do not believe that. They don't believe that just who they are, as God created you, you are so worthy of so many things. We have this thought that I have to be skinnier, I have to be prettier, I have to be richer, I have to be taller, I have to be whatever. I have to hit this checklist, and then I will be worthy. I will be worthy of a relationship when I lose 15 pounds. I will be worthy of a relationship like that if I was prettier. And I will be worthy of that job if I was smarter. I would be worthy of having a nice home if I had more money. People tag so many of these things that there's value to them that they don't believe that they deserve because of just who they are, because it comes from a low self-worth. So I want to talk about that, because when you have low self-worth, it's affecting every single area of your life. It is affecting your friendships. It is affecting your family. It is affecting your personal relationship. It is affecting your job. It is affecting everything. If you are walking through life not believing that you are worthy of anything good, let's just play that out. You get a promotion at work. You feel like, how did I get that? I don't deserve this. This isn't something that I get. I don't even understand why I got it. Lack of confidence in your job. I'm in a relationship. I don't feel worthy of this person. If they really knew who I was deep down and the things that I've done and the places that I've been and the things that I've done and the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, they wouldn't want to be with me. My parents, if they knew that I didn't want to do this, or, I have to perform, they don't just love and accept me for exactly who I am, so I have to perform. If that is something that you believe, which it's interesting, I kind of adopted that mindset simply because of both of my parents are engineers. My other brother is an engineer. My other brother is a doctor. I came from a very, very smart family. And this is nothing. My parents did a phenomenal job with us. Phenomenal job. But did I have a self-worth problem deep, 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 deep down that I believe started in childhood? Yeah, for sure. I always compared myself to my brothers. My brothers were so smart. Can you imagine being a creative in a home of two engineers as parents, an engineer older brother and a doctor younger brother? Being a creative, being somebody who's interested in emotions, somebody who's interested in people, socialness, sports. School was not my thing, but that was everybody else's. So I watched my brothers, get the A's and the A pluses and the crazy SAT scores, and my parents, because that's how they just were really good at communicating with people. That's what they knew. That's what they understood. And so I just constantly felt like I wasn't enough because I wasn't getting those grades. I wasn't getting the, I wasn't getting that. I wasn't getting that because it just wasn't me. So I started adopting that I either had to perform, which for me was in sports because I wasn't going to do it in school. Not that I wasn't smart, right? But I'm just so much more suited for common sense smart than I am book smart. And so I started really performing in sports. But then when sports stopped, right? They stop out of high school for me, and I went into college and I was deciding whether or not I wanted to get involved in more sports. There you go. Your worth was associated to how well you were doing in sports, and now that's gone. So now school's not really your thing, sports aren't really your thing. And I'm interested in psychology, kind of. I'm interested in creative stuff, kind of. It was a really tough thing to navigate growing up, finding your place and finding your worth. And I adopted all the ways. I adopted I got a C as I'm a C, right? I adopted we lost a game, I'm a loser. I was kind of funny looking when I was younger. I was the same height that I am now in 4th grade. I hit puberty like very early. I was very, very tall. I had this short, we'll have to find a picture. I wish we could put it right here. But I'm sure we will find a photo like that. But I had this short curly hair. I wore the same headband every single day. My hair was glued to my head. I had one of those big vats of gel, and I just glued all of my hair down because if not, it would be poof. I had braces, I had glasses, and I was tall. I was your definition of what a freak looked like back in the day, okay? I was totally overlooked. I wasn't popular. I wasn't cool. I didn't have the coolest clothes. I didn't know the makeup. I didn't have the hair. I didn't have the whatever. I was overlooked from guys, right? They were not like, oh my gosh, Kristen Pucci is a incredible model looking woman. No one felt that way about me. And I took all of that so personally. I took somebody liking one of my friends instead of liking me. I took, oh, they're always going and talking to her, and why are they never talking to me? And what's interesting is that I've gone through all of my, childhood and my adolescent years and then even into college. Now I have all of this mindset that is affecting how I view and I see things going into college and going into my, 20s. And so then because you have this low self-worth, you don't pick the best friends. You pick what you think you're worthy of, which is crumbs. So you spend time around partially good people. You date people that aren't great. And it is so true that you can see how much someone loves themselves based off the person that they are in relationship with and that who they're friends with. And my friend group has drastically changed since I was in high school and college and whatever. And those people have changed as well. There's probably some that I could probably reconnect with and we'd probably be much better suited for each other. But at the time, we were not. And the relationships I chose and the damage that I did to myself because of the decisions I chose out of self-worth, guys, they cost me so much. But because of that, I was broken down so much to my absolute foundation, which at the end of the day is the strongest thing to then turn around and build on. So fast forward to today, I was sick of my own stuff. I was sick of feeling a certain way. I was sick of treating myself a certain way. I was sick of people treating me a certain way. I just got sick of it. So if you're close to this period of time and you're close to this and you're like, Kristen, I am just getting sick of it. I'm over it. I'm done feeling this way. I'm done with it. That's what you have to get through to want change. You have to be sick of it. You have to be so angry, so hurt. You have to want change for yourself. And I did. And I have multiple times in my life has just wiped things, whether it's friendships, relationships, my job. And I've just made a lot of, when I finally muster up the self-worth to do it and I muster up the boundaries, I wipe it all out at the same time. And I do it again and again and again every couple of years. I keep rebranding myself. I keep forming into this new and better version of myself. And it just got to a place of, I am worthy. I am worthy of so much. Does that also directly tie to my faith as a Christian? Absolutely. I don't place my worth in people. I don't place my worth in clients. I don't place my worth in my boyfriends. Why did I say boyfriends? I do not have plural boyfriends. The way I said that was funny. But the men that I've dated, I don't place my worth in them. I don't place my worth in my bank account. And it's hard, guys. There's times that I'm like, even, when I've navigated stuff with my business, because a lot of my identity is wrapped up in who I am as a business owner and as this kind of public figure in a sense. I've struggled when that's not doing the best because I feel like an imposter, or I feel like this, or I feel like that. And it's not that it's not going well. It's just not everything is perfect. And so now you could strip all of that away from me. And I still know exactly who I am. And I know exactly who I am and I know exactly who I'm not. I know the exact people I want around me. I know the exact people I don't want around me. And that's simply from experience. It's from trial and error. You could sit here and say that somebody doesn't want a lying, cheating, horrible boyfriend, but if that's what you have seen and that's what you think you deserve, then you're going to be in a relationship with that. If you think from a friend standpoint that the best friends you get are the ones that stab you in the back and betray you and whatever, then okay. And I want to make a clear difference in this is that I've even recently in the last couple of years, I've had friends do me dirty. I've had relationships not be kind to me. The difference between what I used to do and what I do now is I don't stay. I don't allow them to show me again and again and again that they're not good for me. They show me once. And that doesn't mean that I don't have forgiveness. It doesn't mean that I don't have empathy. It doesn't mean that I don't. It's that you've shown me your true colors. You've shown me who you are. And there's a difference between a bad day and bad character. I'm talking about people with bad character. I don't allow people with bad character around me anymore. I did before. Because I was not I did not have enough self-worth. I didn't think I was deserving of having the types of friends that I was to people. I didn't think that I deserved to be in relationships with people the way that I was in relationships with them. I didn't see myself for how great I was. All of you are so incredible when you get all of this junk off of you, these people, these places, these things, these belief systems, all of this stuff. If you get it off of you, they're like leeches. It's just attached. You just need to like rip it off. Like if you can physically picture that and you're like, big sister Kristen, how do I start getting more self-worth? What doesn't make us feel good right now? Is it habits? Staying up till 2:00 in the morning. It's not really setting me up for best success. I'm dating someone that, 50% makes me feel good, 50% doesn't makes me cry. I'm in friendships that I don't feel like I can truly trust them. I feel like sometimes they talk about me and then the other part of the time I feel like they have a group chat that they probably don't include me in stuff. Okay, probably not great friends. Do you think you deserve better friends than that? Are you a better friend than that? And that's what you need to start. Audit your life. The job that you're in. You dread going to the job that you're in. And your boss treats you horrible. Horrible. But you keep going there. What are you telling yourself? Do you not deserve a better job? Working for someone who values you, working for somebody who cares, and everybody's going to have their bad day. I have my bad day. There's days that I am not the best boss to work for. I know that. I'm self-aware enough. But do I believe that my employees dread working for me? No. Either they're very good at hiding it, but I don't believe that they dread working for me. You need to find places out there. There are bosses out there that are really looking for employees like you. But if you don't believe that you're worth it and you don't believe that you can do it, you got to figure out how you can flip your mindset. So start auditing your life. How does this person make me feel when I'm around them? Who lights you up and who snuffs your flame? Who, when you get really excited, they go, "Oh my gosh, you're so loud. You talk too much." Versus the people that are like, "Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Tell me more." There's friends that are going to be like, "Whatever, just go have fun." And then there's the people that are like, "I think that's not what your best self would do." You need to start choosing better for yourself. You're worthy of so much. And if you don't know worth, just a little tip, just try it. What does God say about you? What does he say about you? Who does he think that you are? Who did he create you to be? You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And that's not that just, Bob is and Janice isn't and that's it. And God like picked and choose. Every single one of us is fearfully and wonderfully made. Why are you living like you're not? Why do you not believe that you deserve good things? We can get into a whole topic about how I think people will create chaos and will create issues out of not having any self-worth. That God can literally gift you with a man to date or a best friend to have, and you self-sabotage it, right? Let's talk about self-sabotage. Guys, if we don't heal ourselves, if we don't go to therapy, if we don't get healing, if we don't spend true time with ourselves and look in the mirror and go, wow, I really hate myself. I don't feel good about myself. And the decisions I'm making and the people I'm spending time around and the things that I'm doing makes me feel worse. It's enabling the way that I feel. And look at the self-worth of everybody else around you. If they're hurting themselves, right? Let's just look at them. What type of people are they? Are they happy? Are they, and real happy? I'm not talking about like fake happy all the time or like for social media happy. They're actually happy people. They are at peace with who they are. They're at peace. Are they kind? Not nice. Are they kind? Not people pleasers. They're kind. They have a kind heart. They are a kind person. Do they have self-control? is this person nuts and they drink like crazy and whatever? And I'm just going to go through some experiences because these are things that I've lived. Okay. Are you somebody that drinks until you're throwing up and hungover for the next 2 days? I understand going out and having fun with friends, but that's like an extra layer of like you're damaging your body. What is the food that you eat? What do you consume? What somebody consumes from music they listen to, things that they read, stuff that they eat, that's what I'm talking about consume. Is it things that build and grow you, or are they things that hurt you and destroy you? Is your body barely making it? So it's not just like, what do I think is worthy? Do I treat my body like it's worthy of health and wellness? And how does someone treat themselves? How do they treat their space, their car? What does the inside of their car look like? What does the inside of their home look like? And everybody has a messy car and a messy home sometime. That's not what I'm talking about. You guys know the difference. Usually what the outside looks like is probably what's going on the inside. If it's chaotic and it's not well taken care of, then probably the same thing is going on inside of you. So here's what we're going to do. After auditing everything, especially the people, you have one of two options. You let them know that you want to be better and you want them to go with you. And let's see what they do. Either they're like, I can't believe you want to change. There's a lot of people that get really mad at you when you want to start dancing another way, and they used to dance a certain way with you. They used to be your party friend, and now you don't want to party anymore. Now they don't like you. And guess what? It's not because there's anything wrong with you. It's because they don't know how to leave partying, and they don't know how to leave these other things. I'm just using partying as an example. When I'm talking about partying, I'm talking about extreme examples of partying. Okay. Extreme examples. There's people that aren't going to be happy that you want to grow and you want to become better and you want to change. Those are the people that you don't want around you. So start having conversations with people. If you're nervous about even having the conversations or you already know, there you go. There you go. I'm not a big fan or believer of ghosting and not communicating with people and giving them a heads up, but it sounds like those are some people you need to get away from. And that might mean that for a certain period of time, you're not going to have any friends. And you need to be very careful that you're not going to then tie your worth to being like, I'm lonely. No one likes me. No one cares for me. No, you just made a very drastic change in your life. There are people that are looking to be friends with you. You just have to go find them. Food. Let's look at our food. What are we eating? I know a lot of that comes down to our financial ability and whatever we have accessible to us. But in 2025, you can get really creative. There's a lot of really good, no matter what your income level is or no matter where you live, there's a lot of options if you just get curious. I know that there's a lot of things that I've experienced that when you grew up a certain way, eating certain types of food, that's the type of food that you eat now. Just get curious. Just get curious. Get curious about nutrition. Get curious about food. Get curious about the best places to shop. Get curious. You are changing your bloodline in some ways. You're changing your family dynamic. If your family has eaten and acted and done things a certain way forever and now you want to be different, it's going to be challenging for you, but you can do it. You have access to the internet. You have access to people. You can ask questions. You have access to ChatGPT. You have so much access to social media. You have access to social media. You have a phone. Chances are you have a phone. There's so many things that you can change. You're going to look at people. You're going to look at what you consume. You're going to look at the space that you're in. You're worthy of being in a clean, clear, decluttered space that is filled with things that inspire you and not suck the life out of you. Do you like the clothes that you wear? And I'm the first person that'll say this. You do not have to spend a lot to love what you're wearing. And it is important to show up in a way that you feel beautiful. It's different than from a ego place or from a vanity place or like, I want to be skinny because I want people to look at me and think that I'm skinny. No, it is from a health place. I am worthy of being healthy. I am worthy of looking at myself and just going, wow, I take care of my hair. I take care of my skin. I take care of my health. I am worthy of that. I get one body. I get one life. I get one experience. I'm going to take care of it. That's what we're talking about. And you're worthy of it. Your family might be directly impacting your self-worth. You might have this generational thing going on with lack of self-worth. You have to maybe make some hard decisions when it comes to your family. And again, maybe have the conversations. Maybe be the one that's led people to change. I know that I'm that in my family. I've taught my parents a lot of things, my siblings a lot of things, of new ways to think about stuff and new ways to think, whether it's like therapy or ways of eating, or I'm totally a granola crunchy person and wellness. And I've taught a lot of my family about that. And I know that there's a lot of families out there that aren't, again, willing to change and they want to stay exactly who they are. And that's really, really hard. It's hard to know that if you want to be better and do better things, you're going to have to leave some people behind. So self-worth. It's hard, but it's worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. And I want to see all of you thriving and living in their purpose and their passion. I want you to be the happiest, healthiest version of yourself. I want you to start making small choices. Just start small, guys. Just start small. When you wake up in the morning, make your bed. Open your curtains instead of being in a dark room. It's free and it takes less than 5 minutes. If you're somebody that maybe doesn't get ready for work every day, maybe take an extra 15 minutes in the morning and get ready for work. See how it makes you feel. I'm a huge proponent of thrifter. I love thrifting clothes. You do not have to go and buy everything new and whatever. Keep the items in your closet that you love and that make you feel your best, and sell the other stuff, donate the other stuff, and save a little bit from each of your paychecks and go and get some stuff that makes you feel great. Your body and you are worthy of dressing in a way that makes you feel great. Not for other people, for yourself. What do you like to wear? So again, self-worth comes from the beliefs and values you hold about yourself, not from what other people think or do. It's rooted in your identity, your principles, and the understanding that you have inherent value just by being you. I know there's a lot more that we could talk about on this topic. I'm sure I will make all sorts of content off of it. If you guys have any other questions or there's other things that you want to talk about when it comes to self-worth, please reach out to me. Send us messages. We read every single one. But I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. I enjoyed spending this time with you. And if you're someone who's struggling with self-worth, I just want you to know that you are so worthy of everything and anything that is attainable in this world. You are not less than. You are not good enough. You are not smart enough, not beautiful enough, not whatever. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. And I'm so excited for you because you're just your best self is just on the other side of a couple choices. So thank you so much for listening to today's podcast, and I look forward to talking to you guys next week.